Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to General Hospital spoilers, Michael Corinthos is returning to the city on Friday, May 23rd, and it appears that his arrival will be explosive in a lot of ways. After all, fans caught a glimpse of his estranged wife Willow Corinthos, playing kissy face with his uncle Drew Kane, on a private plane while watching a live feed of the 2025 Nurses Ball. Having said that, actor Rory Gibson has been recast in the role. Thus Michael will be wearing a new face himself. Does this imply that Willow and Michael might experience a rekindled romance? Willow and the character played by Chad Duell as Michael had a lot of chemistry, but as his departure drew to a close, their relationship soured. However, nothing is more satisfying to Willow than to be rescued by her current partner, and if everything works out, Michael's homecoming will not only be unexpected, but it may also mark the beginning of a new chapter in the Willow romance. After all, Drew might not remain Willow's hero for long. Although he enjoyed accusing Tracy Quartermaine of being responsible for his ketamine drugging, this will come back to haunt him. Fans are aware that Drew's covert romance with Nina Reeves is known to Tracy and Ned Quartermaine, who have been patiently waiting for the right opportunity to reveal it. Tracy won't accept Drew's frame job, so it looks like the moment might be right now. In addition, Michael will be able to attest that he was not told that Willow wished to see him, and that he was unaware of her visit to the German burn facility when he arrives. In addition to working behind the scenes to resolve the misunderstanding, Michael and Jason Morgan may have revealed that Drew had paid off the facilitator at the Baden-Baden treatment facility. Willow's world is going to be upended. In the end, she will not only lose Drew in all of this, but Willow won't have her mother to turn to if Nina's antics with the cunning congressman come to light. Michael has had time to reflect after going through a lot in the past few months. Will he desire more than ever to restore his family with Willow as a result of his new outlook on life? Recasts are often a chance to give a character a new beginning, so it's possible that Michael and Willow will be reunited soon. Given that his unidentified baby mother, Sasha Corbin, is in the wings, ready to give birth any moment now, General Hospital spoilers suggest that this would not only be an intriguing perspective but also potentially messy. Those who have crossed the character might want to hide when the May 23rd episode of General Hospital shows more than just the new Michael Corinthos hand. We learned that Rory Gibson, a former cast member of Young and Restless, has replaced Chad Duell in the role. The actor tells TV Insider he has a thirst for vengeance and justice because it's no secret what Drew put him through. After everything he's been through, Michael really wants to live a quiet and peaceful life, he continues. But I don't necessarily see that happening for him. We don't either. Hell, for whatever reason, the son of Sonny and Carly might set half of Port Charles on fire. After his wife Willow cheated on him, he cheated on her with Sasha, and naturally Mom Carly went and made things even more chaotic. In addition, there is the question of who was responsible for the initial bombing of Sonny's apartment, which pushed Michael abroad. Whodunits are nothing new to Gibson. When he shared a picture from his dressing room on social media, General Hospital viewers assumed he was the new Michael, which may have made him the guilty party. I thought, how are all these people aware? For a split second I thought, oh my God, I hope I'm not in trouble. Well, with Joe's tantrum at the close of Thursday's episode, General Hospital definitely lived up to their promise of an exciting nurses' ball. He walked on stage, broke down in the middle of his performance, and blurted out the entire story to Port Charles after hearing the truth about Brooke Lynn and Dante being his parents during Lulu's argument with Lois. Worse, he believes that after damaging his violin, he fled because his parents purposefully kept him in the dark. Dante was completely perplexed, and Brooke Lynn was appalled. Having said that, they will undoubtedly grow close to their new son in the end. Indeed, Dante will undoubtedly be upset with her for concealing both her pregnancy and the birth of their kid. However, Brooke Lynn was just unaware of Joe's current situation. In order to concentrate on Gio, which is the most essential thing, that rage must eventually be set aside. Gio is in pain, and Dante takes parenting very seriously. He will try to take charge of the situation and persuade his son that they must deal with this shock and loss together. In fact, that had better happen quickly. Before Gio hurts himself or unintentionally hurts others, someone has to take him down. His belief that his biological parents didn't want him and have been lying to him all of his life is a major source of his suffering. Dante is obviously puzzled right now, but when will he be able to comprehend things? He will be even more enraged with Lulu than he is with Brooklyn. We have a suspicion. We don't see Lulu recovering well from this, regardless of her motivation. Although we earlier expressed our distaste for the entire Lulu/Dante reunion, we are now finding it difficult to see any hope for them. Whatever her motivations, the way she handled this, from her secrets to her snooping to her demands on Lois, which led to Gio hearing the truth and misinterpreting it, was just awful. His entire world had fallen apart, and he was unaware that he had been adopted until that point. With her unwavering focus on revealing this reality, Lulu's strategy seems to have done as much harm as possible. The adage "don't shoot the messenger" is well known, but Lulu might have hurt herself with her poorly handled disclosure. Lulu is aware of her error. She saw Joe's collapse and was devastated, but she won't be saved by that. We get the impression that Lulu will be left out in the cold as Dante, Brooklyn, and Gio ultimately figure out a way to move forward, even if it means not being a family. She most likely pushed Dante out of her arms, even though she might not have shoved him into Brooklyn's. Well, with Joe's tantrum at the close of Thursday's episode, General Hospital definitely lived up to their promise of an exciting nurses' ball. He walked on stage, broke down in the middle of his performance, and blurted out the entire story to Port Charles after hearing the truth about Brooklyn and Dante being his parents during Lulu's argument with Lois. Worse, he believes that after damaging his violin, he fled because his parents purposefully kept him in the dark. Dante was completely perplexed, and Brooklyn was appalled. Having said that, they will undoubtedly grow close to their new son in the end. Indeed, Dante will undoubtedly be upset with her for concealing both her pregnancy and the birth of their kid. However, Brooklyn was just unaware of Joe's current situation. In order to concentrate on Gio, which is the most essential thing, that rage must eventually be set aside. Gio is in pain, and Dante takes parenting very seriously. He will try to take charge of the situation and persuade his son that they must deal with this shock and loss together. In fact, that had better happen quickly. Before Gio hurts himself or unintentionally hurts others, someone has to take him down. His belief that his biological parents didn't want him and have been lying to him all of his life is a major source of his suffering. Dante is obviously puzzled right now, but when will he be able to comprehend things? He will be even more enraged with Lulu than he is with Brooklyn. We have a suspicion. We don't see Lulu recovering well from this, regardless of her motivation. Although we earlier expressed our distaste for the entire Lulu/Dante reunion, we are now finding it difficult to see any hope for them. Whatever her motivations, the way she handled this, from her secrets to her snooping to her demands on Lois, which led to Gio hearing the truth and misinterpreting it, was just awful. His entire world had fallen apart, and he was unaware that he had been adopted until that point. With her unwavering focus on revealing this reality, Lulu's strategy seems to have done as much harm as possible. The adage "don't shoot the messenger" is well known, but Lulu might have hurt herself with her poorly handled disclosure. Lulu is aware of her error. She saw Joe's collapse and was devastated, but she won't be saved by that. We get the impression that Lulu will be left out in the cold as Dante, Brooklyn, and Gio ultimately figure out a way to move forward, even if it means not being a family. She most likely pushed Dante out of her arms, even though she might not have shoved him into Brooklyn's. Will Willow and Michael's rekindled spark resurfaces in time to save her from Drew? Drama, passion, and unexpected turns have long been a part of Port Charles's complex relationship dynamics. Willow Tate and Michael Corinthos have been one of the most captivating couples in recent years. Their love story has endured many hardships, including personal betrayals, family conflicts, and life-threatening illnesses. But despite everything, their relationship has endured as a ray of hope, proving that love can endure hardship. Their path has never been simple though, and just when it appeared that they had settled down, new difficulties surfaced that threatened to split them apart again. Michael's prompt return could be the lifeline Willow needs as she finds herself at a crossroads, torn between the security of the past and the uncertainty of the future. Especially when Drew Kane's increasing influence in her life makes her wonder where her true heart is. Due to the strain of their obligations and unresolved conflicts, Willow and Michael had been drifting apart emotionally for months. Ever the loving father and son, Michael had been so preoccupied with the needs of the Corinthos Empire that he had little time for the affection that had once characterized their bond. Willow, on the other hand, had poured herself into her career and kids, putting on a brave front to hide her loneliness. Unspoken frustrations and the constant strains of their environment had strained their love, despite its depth. When Willow was at her most vulnerable, Drew King came into her life to provide a listening ear and a reassuring presence. There was no denying Drew's generosity, and his personal hardships made him a sympathetic confidant. He and Willow's relationship grew stronger as they spent more time together, causing their friends and family to start talking. Or was Drew evolving into something more than just a friend? Willow was forced to choose between her loyalty to Michael and the irresistible allure of a new relationship as the lines became hazy. Free from the complexities of the Corinthos heritage, Drew offered a new beginning and the opportunity to reinvent herself beyond the confines of the past. But remorse, a persistent feeling that she was betraying the love she and Michael had battled so hard to preserve, accompanied that possibility. Willow was starting to doubt everything when Michael came back, not with ostentatious displays or hollow vows, but with a silent resolve to defend what they had lost. He had gained clarity from his absence, which made him face the errors that had caused them to separate ways. He discovered too late that he had overlooked the woman who meant the world to him in his efforts to preserve his family's heritage. Now that he was in danger of losing Willow to Drew, Michael had to examine his own failings and demonstrate that he was the kind of partner she deserved. Their reunion was anything but easy. Once trust was shattered, it was difficult to mend, and old wounds reappeared. Willow's affections for Drew complicated what should have been a simple reconciliation with Michael, leaving her with conflicted emotions. But beneath the turmoil, the unmistakable and enduring spark between her and Michael continued to flicker. Willow started to recall why she had initially fallen in love with him in the little things. The way his touch still made her shiver, the familiarity of his laughter, the unspoken connection that had always been between them. As observant as ever, Drew noticed the change. Even though he had sincere feelings for Willow, he didn't want to be the one to break a bond that had lasted so long. He took a step back in a selfless moment, allowing Willow to make her decision without any pressure. His selflessness not only increased her admiration for him, but also made it clearer what she really desired. She had regained hope after Michael's return, believing that their love could still flourish if they were both prepared to put up a battle for it. Willow understood that love was about repeatedly selecting each other, even when the route was unclear, and that it was not simply about comfort or passion, as she stood on the brink of a life-changing decision. Their issues had not been resolved by Michael's return, but it had provided them with an opportunity to start over and establish a stronger foundation than they had previously had. What about Drew? He continued to be a beloved friend and a reminder that love sometimes requires letting go. Willow's heart ultimately found Michael again. Not out of duty but because in spite of everything, he was still the one who made her feel at home. For the first time in a long time they faced the future together, bound by a love that had been tried and tempered by time. But their journey was far from done, and there would surely be more obstacles to overcome. What about Drew? In Willow's life he had played a crucial part as a growth and self-discovery catalyst. Even if their paths separated, their link would always have an influence and serve as a bittersweet reminder of what could have been, and what was ultimately meant to be. A tapestry weaved with happiness, suffering, and redemption, Willow and Michael's story is anything but straightforward. But one thing endures despite all of the hardships. Love can triumph over the most formidable challenges if it is fostered with integrity and bravery. And with the hard-won knowledge that certain relationships are just unbreakable, no matter how ferociously the storms may rage, they embark on the next chapter of their life. General Hospital teasers for Friday, May 23rd, suggest that more explosions are on the way as the 2025 Nurses' Ball concludes. The final performances are poised to take the stage, but it appears that everyone will be more focused on the Giovanni Gio Palmieri bombshell that was dropped during the Thursday, May 22nd broadcast. As some fans may already know, Gio overheard Lulu Spencer tell Lois Cerullo that his entire existence had been a lie. Gio was looking for his earpiece when he attempted to walk inside the dressing area to retrieve it from Lois. However, before he could fully enter, He heard Lulu announce that Joe's parents were Brooklyn Quartermaine Chase and Dante Falconeri, and he was adopted. Lulu then warned Lois to inform Dante today or tomorrow. Gio, looking unhappy, took the stage and began playing his tango song, while Anna Devane and Harrison Chase began to dance, but then he stopped. He revealed to the audience that he was about to do something he had never done before. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, May 23rd. Rory Gibson debuts as Michael. This is when he revealed that this number was dedicated to his parents, Brooklyn and Dante, who never wanted him and placed him for adoption. He then smashed his violin on stage, much to the audience's surprise, and ran out of the venue. It appears that Friday's broadcast will focus on the aftermath of the Gio bombshell. A snippet from tomorrow's show is shown, with Olivia Quartermaine crying and Ned Quartermaine looking upset, as Sonny Corinthos comments that Lois must know something. Meanwhile, the GH peak depicts Carly Spencer telling Lulu to get off the track before you get leveled. Lulu is panicking out, and who can blame her? She is the one who started this mess. Speaking of Carly, she will be given with an intriguing proposition. What might it be about? Meanwhile, Carly may be overjoyed at the end of Friday's episode, when Rory Gibson, the Michael Corinthos replacement, makes his debut. Jason Morgan will receive a suspicious phone call, and it appears that Michael may want aid getting to the nurses' ball and announcing his return to Port Charles. Meanwhile, the GH peak shows Willow Tate Corinthos speaking with someone unknown, saying, "I want to end this terrible fight over the kids." Will she and Michael have a reunion on Friday's show? Or is Willow talking to someone else? In other nurses' ball news, Trina Robinson will have some nervousness as she prepares for her performance. In fact, in the GH teaser for the May 23rd episode, Lucy Coe is seen asking Trina and Jocelyn Jacks why they aren't dressed in their costumes. Given the pain their friend Gio is experiencing, they may not be in the mood to perform. Yet, the show must go on. In non-nurses' ball news, Elizabeth Baldwin will be watching the show from the couch when someone unexpectedly appears to surprise her. Will it be Lucky Spencer or potentially Rick Lansing? Finally, GH teasers state that Max Scorpio will be able to breathe easier. Does this imply that he will get Tracy Quartermaine out of his hair? Tracy is seen on the GH preview asking that someone get her out of there. General Hospital spoilers suggest Tracy may have received a Gio update, and she will be frantic to speak with her family and granddaughter, Brooklyn, to properly comprehend what is going on. Lulu orders Lois to tell the truth or she will, and Joe's second performance brings the nurses' ball to a halt. Thursday, May 22, 2025. On General Hospital, Chase sings YD performs, and the truth about Gio is finally revealed. On the Metro Court patio, Portia begs Curtis not to abandon their marriage and family, because she committed a mistake. He claims he can't undo what she has done. Nina meets Carly in the ladies' room and tells her that she genuinely wanted their partnership to work, but she pressed her hand by pushing the court date. Whatever happens next is up to Carly. At the bar, Ned tells Sonny that, despite their conflicts, he must give him credit for paying for Joe's school because he is exceptional. Ned then observes Willow and Drew and approaches them. He warns Ned that he will not allow him get away with setting up his mother. Meanwhile, Brooklyn encourages Dante to compliment Gio. Dante compliments him on his performance up there, stating that he is quite talented. Lucy arrives and shouts at Dante and Cody for not being in costume yet. Backstage, Lulu advises Lois not to appear surprised. She's always known Gio was her grandson but has kept the truth from him his entire life. Curtis accuses Portia of tearing their beautiful family apart by lying and manipulating him to do Drew's bidding. She begs him to not give up on them. He hasn't, at least not tonight, because it would signal to Drew that she has been exposed. He says they'll play the role of the happy couple tonight. Drew says he has no idea what he's talking about, but Ned claims his mother would never leave proof of a crime in her own car. Ned informs Willow that they tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, believing Drew used her in the same way he did Michael. Olivia joins Ned as Willow explains that she is not a victim, and that Michael refused to visit her when she traveled to Germany. Olivia warns Willow not to expect compassion when this goes wrong. Nina tells Carly that she has forced her hand and will testify that Michael abandoned his children and refused to see or talk with Willow, even though she flew to Germany to meet him. She claims that everything appears to be going wrong for Michael, but Carly dismisses this as a spin. Nina claims just one parent has constantly been there for those children, and it is not Michael. Emma encounters Sunny, Brooklyn, and Gio. Emma praises Joe's performance. They all decide to return to their seats. Backstage, Lulu informs Lois that she can show Dante is Joe's father, and that he got Brooklyn pregnant at summer camp. Lucy approaches the stage to welcome Chase, Dante, Cody, and Isaiah, who are playing The Look of Love by ABC. Chase sings the lead. Lucy walks the stage to thank Jen Sidwell for supporting the evening. Brooklyn and Chase kiss backstage, and she remarks that he was quite attractive up there. Lucy intervenes, stating that no PDAs are permitted in the workplace. Lois takes them off, and Gio asks Lucy where his Aunt Lois is because she has his earpiece. Lucy believes she was in the changing room. Kai and Trina run across Curtis and Portia, and Trina wonders where they've been. They say they've been around and won't miss her act. Curtis excuses himself to grab drinks, while Kai and Trina visit the silent auction. Portia then notices Curtis and Jordan again. Nina approaches Portia and informs her that she has been looking for her because Curtis is suspicious. Portia claims Curtis knows everything, and she's concerned about what he'll do next. At the bar, Curtis tells Jordan that Drew is blackmailing Portia. He desperately wanted to be mistaken about this. Vaughn arrives and Joss treats him like a waiter. She inquires as to why he is here, to which he responds that he is enjoying the evening and helping a worthy cause. Carly interrupts and wonders who Joss' friend is. In the dressing room, Lulu tells Lois what she knows about Gio, who is Brooklyn and Dante's son, and Lois misidentifies her as Carmilla Palmieri's son. Vaughn introduces himself to Carly and mentions that he knows Joss from PCU. He says he'll see them around and walks away. Carly tells Joss that he's cute, so what's the deal? Lois insists to Lulu that Brooklyn knows nothing about Gio. Lois says that she and her mother could not let Gio go, so they made arrangements to keep him in the family. Gio opens the door and listens as Lulu informs Lois that Joe's life has been a deception, and he is not Camilla and Francis Palmieri's son, but Brooklyn and Dante's. Lucy then brings rockstar Wydee onto the stage. She performs the song Old Her. Lois advises Lulu to consider the lives she will damage if this goes out. Lulu claims she isn't being petty and hasn't thought about anything else for months, but Lois' actions are inappropriate. Either Lois tells Gio and Dante the truth tonight, or she will tell them tomorrow. Lulu storms out. Sunny talks to Anna and wonders if she got to speak with Robin. Anna did, and she is disappointed she is unable to attend, though Emma is capturing some behind-the-scenes photos for her mother. She is pleased to be here to honor Robin and others like Stone. Ada Turner interrupts, and Anna exits to change for another performance. Turner remarks to Sunny that his and Anna's interaction appeared intimate. Sunny adds they were talking about Robin and Stone Cates, who are the reason this event is taking place, and she should look them up. He walks away. Jordan talks to Isaiah at the bar and compliments his dancing skills. He praises her and points out that she should be on his arm tonight, not Sidwell's. Willow expresses her delight that Drew's name has been cleared, which will aid with the custody hearing. Drew implies that they can now begin a new life, either here or in DC. Willow is taken aback by his comment but has no time to respond. Nina interrupts, saying Rick has asked her to testify, and she will take the stand to declare those kids belong to her and Drew, and they have her entire support going ahead. Willow thanks and hugs her mother, and Drew says it means everything to them. Carly and Joss keep an eye on Nina, Drew, and Willow. Joss says they make her want to throw up. She can't wait for her mother to remove the kids from them. Backstage, Emma meets Chase and Anna, who are about to perform the tango. Nobody can find Gio, who is scheduled to play in their show. Willow meets Isaiah by the bar and compliments him on his performance on stage. Isaiah hopes to have a date set for the event by next year. Willow says she'll be lucky to be with him. Emma discovers Gio out on the patio angry. She asks him what's wrong. Lulu pulls Cody aside and tells him she faced Lois, who admitted everything. Dante then intervenes, asking what they are whispering about. Kai informs Trina that he's been thinking about next year's ball, and that they may perform together. They kiss. Lois rushes around like a chicken with its head severed. She draws Brooklyn aside from the others to talk. Lois informs Brooklyn that they must go right now. Backstage, Anna and Chase practice, but no one has seen Gio, causing Lucy to fear. Emma asks Gio what's happening on the terrace, since her grandmother and Chase need him to play. He cries. Yeah, I have to play since that is the gift I received from my mother. I'm a violinist and my mother taught me everything, and that's all I have left of her. Emma offers to tell them he's ill or anything, and he doesn't have to do it. Gio says he does, therefore the performance must go on. In the ballroom, Dante inquires about Cody and Lulu's situation. Cody claims Lulu informed him how he stood out after their Look of Love performance. Dante doubts this and instructs them to take their seats. Brooke Lynn informs her mother that she will not miss Joe's performance while her husband and Anna dance tango. Brooke Lynn walks away, and Sunny asks Lois what's up. Lois sobs that she is in severe distress. Sunny says they'll fix it later and asks them to take their seats. Lucy then introduces Anna and Chase as they dance the tango, accompanied by Gio on the violin. The performance begins, and Gio does his best to maintain his composure. However, he appears to be angry and hateful and he pauses. Anna checks on him and asks if he's alright. Gio looks out to the audience before taking center stage to perform something he's never done before. He has dedicated this performance to his parents, who did not want him, did not claim him, abandoned him and lied to him. He dedicates it to his mother, Brooke Lynn, and father Dante. The audience is horrified when Gio smashes his violin on stage. Dante turns to face Brooke Lynn, who has a tear flowing down her cheek. Tracy demands release from the PCPD at the next General Hospital. Willow tells Drew she wants to put an end to the conflict over the children. Someone arrives at Liz's house and surprises her. Lucy questions Trina and Joss backstage as to why they are not dressed in their costumes. Sunny tells Ned and a heartbroken Olivia that Lois must know something about this. Carly advises Lulu to leave the track before she is leveled. At the PCPD, Jason answers the phone and asks, "What do you need me to do?" Rory Gibson debuts as Michael. Gio bombshell aftermath. Soap operas are known for their dramatic twists, emotional confrontations, and stunning revelations that keep viewers on the edge of their seats. The recent introduction of Rory Gibson as Michael, following the dramatic aftermath of Joe's revelation, has sent shockwaves through the fanbase, provoking intense debates and wild ideas about where the storyline is going. Gibson's presence is a watershed moment in the show's story, infusing new energy into a tale already rife with suspense, betrayal, and unresolved tensions. For weeks, viewers have been captivated by the impact from Joe's revelation, a secret so horrific that it has upended relationships, wrecked trust, and left multiple characters in shock. Michael's debut could not be more timely, since his presence adds another layer of intricacy to an already tangled web of emotions. Fans have speculated about his exact motivations, his relationship to existing characters, and if he will be a cause for healing or more turmoil in the aftermath of Joe's acts. Rory Gibson takes on the part with imposing presence, adding depth and dimension to Michael, a character steeped in mystery. His performance has already received accolades for its intensity and emotional range, particularly in scenes where he confronts the consequences of Joe's betrayal. Whether he has locked eyes with a distraught lover, exchanging angry words with a rival, or silently contemplating the weight of the revelation, Gibson's performance ensures that Michael is more than a one-dimensional newcomer. The fallout of Joe's bombshell has shattered relationships, with some characters striving to reconcile their feelings and others seeking vengeance. Trust has crumbled, friendships have moved, and long-buried secrets threaten to emerge. Michael's entrance appears to exacerbate these tensions, as his interactions suggest he may know more about Joe's history than he initially admits. Is he friend or foe? Peacemaker or provocateur? The mystery surrounding his goals keeps spectators wondering, ensuring that every scene he appears in is fraught with tension. Meanwhile, the emotional repercussions continues to affect the show's main protagonists. Some are drowning in guilt, others in rage, and a few are desperately attempting to pick up the pieces of their broken hearts.